The Boys uses all the tricks possible to create a unique and disturbing experience.
You're going to see shit on this show that you won't see on any other show.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
it's
guaranteed.
mind-blowing.
And each season gets even more outlandish than the previous.
Season 4!
Let's explore how digital magic helped create the goriest scenes of the series. Why was Antony Starr unimpressed by Jensen Ackels' physique? And which spicy detail of the Deep's image was forever CGI'd from the show?
It's time to get f***ing wild.
Put some muscles on. To achieve a menacing, larger-than-life on-screen presence, Antony Starr wears a special costume. It is made of foam latex, which is like a rubber that the fabric is fused onto. So Homelander's chiseled abs are not real. However, Jensen Ackels' role turned out to be more demanding.
The physical preparation was something that I've never done before.
To play Soldier Boy, the actor put on 15 to 20 pounds of muscle.
I was told to beef up, and so I worked out like a madman.
But Jensen's co-star was unimpressed by his efforts.
And then I get to set, and Antony's like, "Why didn't you just tell him to add muscles to the suit, bro?"
All of the Supes' outfits are made with the help of 3D modeling. The props and design department team scans each actor and creates the costumes that fit them perfectly. They also rescan the cast members with their suits on and use them to create special effects in post-production. Movie magic. VFX director Stephen Fleet revealed that he did quite a bit of research to make the show not only visually striking, but also realistic, especially when it comes to portraying superpowers. For instance, for A-Train, he looked at a lot of slow-motion videos of speeding bullets, how they affect the air and move things around them. With Starlight's powers, the VFX team made sure the light reflected on the wider environment naturally. The team had to work with slow-motion shots and to relight large portions of such scenes. For the lasers, they grabbed a couple of high-powered lasers, filmed them on different cameras, and incorporated such things as lens flares. And for the series' opening scene, they created a digital double of Queen Maeve. In that sequence, she stopped a hijacked van with her body. First, the previs of the scene was generated. Then a van carcass was pulled on wires into a giant metal pole at the first plate. Next, a green screen element of Dominique McElligott miming jumping was filmed. And finally, they combined the two plates, using a digi-double of the actress. Also, the VFX team added incredibly detailed debris that flew through the air. The challenge here was adding CG elements to the live-action footage shot, so that looked flawless. Oh, and the car crash had a fair share of digital magic too. But what about the gory scenes? Anything goes. The visual effects team always aims for the most grounded way to film those intensely bloody scenes. Sometimes it can be 100% CGI, but more often it's a blend of different techniques and methods. For example, when there's a head explosion, they use something Stephen Fleet calls a blood lollipop.
Which is like a stick with a blood bag on it with an explosive in it, and they'll go.
And sometimes the prosthetics team builds dummies with the meat necklaces on them.
So like it's kind of sitting there slumped over. It's a real piece that we maybe augment the neck a little bit or something like that.
With each season, the level of insanity only grows. And the show's team don't like to repeat themselves, whether in writing or in visual. So for season 4, they came up with new ideas of hyper-realistic and comical sequences. The scene with Huey's father phasing right into the middle of a fellow patient was utterly gross. Eric Kripke shared that they lovingly called the guy in the hospital bed the Bronut. The sequence was a magical combo of visual and practical effects. There was an actor lying flat. Then they moved him and put Simon Pegg in the middle of the bed with a kind of gory hula skirt around him. And then all of that got combined. However, sometimes practical effects aren't enough.
So on one hand, you've got superpowers, but then you have all the gore and the crazy creatures and stuff that's completely stuff that you've never seen before. So we have to create this stuff from scratch.
And those scenes are enough to scar the sensitive viewers for life. The most bizarre enemies. Stephen Fleet once revealed, probably single-handedly the hardest thing the show's visual effects artist had to work on. That was the sequence in which the Deep was eating a living octopus.
Timothy is delicious.
The fact is that the octopus was a fully CG guy, so no actual animal was harmed. Of course, there was a rubber puppet on the plate for reference, but the creature Chase Crawford had on his face was 100% digital. Still, the actor had to force down something unpleasant.
There's like 3 different parts to it, but the main biting down part was like syrup and something else. It was disgusting.
That wasn't the last time when a CGI animal took center stage. Season 4 shocked the audience once again with a farm full of beat-up sheep and chickens. Eric Kripke confessed that initially they had in mind some bigger and more dangerous beast, like a bear. But then they decided that it would be funnier with nice and cute animals. Some of the chickens were real, and there was one shot with real sheep. However, the vast majority of them were computer-generated.
The fact that I think they come off as real as they do, even the one who's throwing up, that's all totally visual effects. Stefan and his team are incredible.
Interestingly, Fleet admitted that he is rather conservative when it comes to using digital doubles of the actors. In many cases, he prefers good old practical effects. Feels like flying. It's hard to shoot Homelander soaring in the air without CGI, and the VFX team definitely has his avatar to use when they need him to fly quickly in the distance. Although if it is going to be a slow landing, then they use a wire rig to lower Antony Starr down. The actor himself is not happy with hanging in the air, no matter how heroic that might look.
Off. Off. Ah, my life.
Still, he was lucky to be physically prepared for such a routine.
I surf, and so the position that you need to be in lying on a surfboard and paddling is exactly the same position when you're doing flying scenes.
And for fast landings, the team has developed a technique where Antony would jump up and down in a cool superhero way. Then they would blend these shots with the CGI-ed effects of Homelander crash landing. There are also loads of scenes where somebody is thrown up into the air. Such shots are made with wires that pull and throw the stunt person straight out. The wires would later be digitally erased. Hilariously, there was also one distracting detail that had to be removed in post-production. Unnecessary prop. Back in 2019, when promotion for The Boys only began, fans couldn't help but notice the bulge in the Deep's wetsuit. Chase Crawford later confirmed that his character was supposed to have a comically large penis. So the actor was apparently wearing a prosthetic for the promo shoot and in the first few episodes.
I can't confirm nor deny. I'm not going to deny it, obviously.
But when Amazon executives found out about it, they immediately made a change, and the bulge was to be edited out. Reshooting would definitely have been quite expensive. So, CGI was used to carefully reduce the size of the Deep's valuables in scenes that Chase had already filmed. But the prosthetic in question wasn't only used to bulk him up. Crawford revealed that the prop was supposed to be featured in the plot somehow.
There is a story behind that, but I'm sworn to secrecy by Eric Kripke. I wish I could give you a good answer, but it will forever remain a mystery. We will never know.
Let's hope that the showrunner will open up about it one day. And if you want to learn more about The Boys behind the scenes, let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching.